Just hours ago in Bahrain, crash reports that Charles Leclerc shattered the testing benchmark, silencing every critic who claimed Ferrari's new engine was 30 horsepower behind. The SF-26 isn't just fast, it is flying. This is Thursday, February 12th, 2026, as noted by Win Calendar, and the Formula One paddock is currently in a state of absolute shock. We are deep into day 2 of preseason testing at the Bahrain International Circuit, and the entire season looks completely different. For months, the rumors around Maranello were grim. Insiders whispered that the new 2026 regulations, which demand a 50-50 split between electric and combustion power, had caught Ferrari on the back foot. Reports from late last year even suggested their new power unit was notably underpowered compared to Mercedes and Red Bull. But the stopwatch doesn't lie. Yesterday, on day 1, Motorsport.com reported that Lando Norris topped the charts in the new McLaren MCL40, and it looked like the reigning champions had picked up right where they left off. But this morning, everything changed. Charles Leclerc took the SF-26 out onto the secure track and didn't just match Norris's time, he obliterated it. This isn't just a glory run on soft tires, because the on-track behavior of the Ferrari looks terrifyingly stable through the technical middle sector. Red Bull is sitting in the garage chasing a hydraulic leak on the chassis side, and Mercedes is struggling with a power unit failure that forced an engine change. Yet, Ferrari is pounding out laps with rhythmic precision. This matters because 2026 is the biggest reset in the sport's history. The cars are smaller, the engines are radically different, and the drag reduction system is gone, replaced by a complex manual override mode. Everyone started from zero. And right now, on this Thursday morning in the desert, it looks like the prancing horse might be the only one that actually galloped out of the gate ready to fight. The paddock is buzzing, not just because Ferrari is fast, but because the car looks finished, while everyone else looks like they are still panic building. We will break down exactly what happened in the last 4 hours. When the lights turned green this morning at 10 a.m. local time, nobody expected fireworks, since day 2 is usually for data gathering rather than speed runs. But Charles Leclerc had other plans. At roughly 12:30 p.m., he fitted a set of the C3 soft tires and produced a lap that stunned the timing screens. He went over 0.2 of a second faster than the best time Lando Norris set yesterday, a benchmark previously highlighted by Racing News 365. That gap is massive in modern Formula One terms. What makes this even more surprising is the time of day. The track was nowhere near its optimal grip level, and the desert heat was already rising, which usually slows cars down. Yet the SF-26 looked planted. It didn't slide, it didn't snap, and it certainly didn't look like a car lacking 30 horsepower. The sector times tell the real story here. Leclerc was purple, meaning fastest of anyone, in the middle sector, which is all about cornering balance and traction. This proves the new chassis is working perfectly with the new lightweight regulations. Ferrari was celebrating, but the garage next door was in crisis mode. Isaac Hadjar had yet to complete a timed lap this morning, as the RB22 remained behind the screens. The rumors from pit lane suggest a routine issue with the car build following a hydraulic leak. We saw mechanics frantically working on the rear end of the car, trying to salvage the session. Laurent Mekies, the new team principal, was notably absent from the pit wall due to a medical procedure, leaving the team to manage the crisis without him. Losing half a day of testing in a new era is catastrophic because every single lap provides key data for the new active aero software. Right now, the former champions are on the back foot. If you want to stay ahead of every twist and turn in this 2026 season, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are tracking these testing times live, and you don't want to miss what happens tomorrow. Now, we look at the tech secret Ferrari might be hiding. The biggest visual change for 2026 is the active aerodynamics, and this is where Ferrari seems to have found a loophole. The new rules allow the front and rear wings to move, opening up on straights for speed and closing in corners for grip. Most teams, including Mercedes, have been testing this cautiously, with their wings flapping visibly as the system calibrates. It looks jerky and unstable. But the Ferrari SF-26 system is smooth. On the main straight, the transition from corner mode to straight mode is instant. There is no wobble. This stability allows Leclerc to brake much later into turn 1, because he trusts the downforce will be there the millisecond he hits the pedal. Experts in the pit lane believe Ferrari has mastered a non-simultaneous active aero strategy, deploying the front and rear wings at different times to stabilize the car on entry. This gives them a massive confidence advantage. Other drivers are guessing when their grip will arrive. But Leclerc knows his car is ready. Lando Norris was fast yesterday, as confirmed by Formula One, but the team's feedback wasn't all positive. While Norris was fast, his teammate Oscar Piastri described the new active aero balance as feeling lazy in the corners. This is a specific term drivers use when a car takes a split second too long to respond to steering inputs. It is likely a side effect of the active aero shifting the balance of the car too slowly. Even though he topped the day 1 times, that lazy feeling is a killer over a race distance because it tires the driver out. He has to fight the wheel to get the nose into the apex. In contrast, onboard footage from Leclerc's lap today shows a car that is razor sharp. He turns and the car bites immediately. McLaren engineers were spotted closely examining photos of the Ferrari front wing suspension this morning. They know they have raw speed, but they are missing that mechanical responsiveness that the Scuderia has seemingly mastered overnight. A new buzzword has taken over the paddock today, called clipping. This happens when the electric motor runs out of energy at the end of a long straight, causing the car to suddenly stop accelerating before the braking zone. It is the enemy of lap time. We saw the Aston Martin and the Alpine suffering badly from this earlier today. Their red lights on the rear wing were flashing early on the straights, indicating they were out of battery. But the Ferrari engine sounds different, because it is pulling hard all the way to the braking point. This suggests their energy recovery system is so efficient that it can keep the battery charged, even while deploying massive power. If Ferrari has solved the energy equation better than Honda or Mercedes, that 30 horsepower deficit rumor noted by Auto Racing 1 wasn't just wrong, it was a decoy. They might actually have the most potent power unit on the grid right now. Last year, as reported by Grand Prix 24/7, Charles Leclerc admitted the 2026 cars were not the most enjoyable to drive. But in recent weeks, his tone has shifted to focusing on the technical challenge. That quote made Ferrari fans nervous, but look at his body language today. He jumped out of the car with a massive grin, high-fiving Fred Vasseur in the garage. That anxiety is gone. Drivers only smile like that when they know they have a weapon. He spoke briefly to the media during the lunch break and said the correlation between the simulator and the track is scary good. That is the golden ticket in modern F1. If the car does exactly what the computer says it will, the team can bring upgrades every week, knowing they will work. His mood shift from cautious pessimism to outright swagger is the strongest indicator yet that Ferrari knows they have struck gold. One of the biggest challenges for 2026 was the drop in minimum weight to 770 kilograms. Teams struggled desperately to get their cars down to this limit without making parts too fragile. Today, we saw the consequence of that struggle. Williams struggled to get their car ready, missing the Barcelona shakedown entirely. However, contrary to fears of fragility, the FW48 has been reliable in Bahrain, leading the mileage charts yesterday. Ferrari, however, seems to have built a tank that drives like a go-kart. The SF-26 is attacking the curbs aggressively. Leclerc was throwing the car over the harsh curbs at turn 10 without hesitation. The car didn't brake, and it didn't unsettle. This reliability suggests Ferrari hit the weight limit comfortably without compromising structural integrity. Other teams are nursing fragile parts, but Ferrari is pushing the limits of the track. In a long season, a car that you can abuse is a car that wins championships. So what does this morning really mean for the championship? First, it destroys the idea that 2026 would be a walkover for any single team. The field is not just reset, it is scrambled. If Ferrari's pace is genuine, We are looking at a season where the Italians could dictate the tempo from race 1 in Australia. It also puts massive pressure on Red Bull and Mercedes to fix their issues immediately. In previous years, you could afford a bad test because the rules were stable and you knew your car was good. But with these new regulations, a bad test means your fundamental concept might be flawed. For us watching at home, this is the best possible news. We aren't looking at a domination year, we are looking at a development war. The speed Ferrari showed today proves that the new active aero cars aren't slow and clunky as some feared, but beasts that require precision and bravery. The fact that Leclerc feels comfortable enough to push this hard on day 2 suggests the car has a wide operating window. That is rare for a brand new machine. Usually new cars are finicky divas. The SF-26 looks compliant. The implication is clear that Maranello didn't just build a new car, they built a new philosophy. And right now, it is working better than anyone else's. The 2026 ERA has officially arrived, and it is wearing red. Whether Red Bull can bounce back tomorrow remains the big question. But for today, the paddock belongs to Ferrari. Thanks for watching, and if you want more deep dives like this, hit subscribe.